Get up here, Cynthia. All right. Hey. Okay, everybody. It's been a crazy morning here at the Richburg Thornton Studios.
So much fun to be had. We've been busy.
We have been. Let me do this. Let me situate. We're not completely ready because we've been running around. There we go. Look at us. All right. Let's see who's here. Let's see what's going on, Cynthia.
Oh, look at all our friends.
All right. Whew.
I think we're behind on comments.
You think there's like 5 billion comments here?
Carrie's asking, where's Azalea?
She's
there.
over there. But I'm going to show you some photos from her from last night. We've got so much to catch up on. I'm going to have some coffee.
Thank goodness for coffee. Thank goodness.
We're here. Miranda's here filling. Azalea's there staring off into space, trying to figure out what she's going to do next.
I see Katie Hacker with us.
Katie Hacker's with us. We've got so much stuff to give away, so much stuff to show you. This broadcast is going to last like 5 years. I also have to clean my glasses. I'm just going to do it with my shirt.
Well, look how many. I see June. I see Clem. Hello, Cherie.
Everybody.
Hey, Lynn. Look
Janice
at all our friends.
is here.
Nilda. Hey, Leslie.
Did I just swirl?
I see Sharon. I'm trying to read these comments from a distance.
You read those comments. I'm going to clean my glasses. It's chaos over here. Oh, look, Cynthia.
Oh, a stick.
Show them. Alfie brought us a stick this morning.
That's today's yield. He was stalking those sticks in the back garden. It was very cute to see the hunter on the prowl.
It is. Those of you who follow my social know that Alfie likes to bring us sticks in the morning.
It's so cute. He comes and he's very solemn when he brings it. He looks into your eyes as he's got the stick in his mouth, and then he's like, it's so cute.
Yeah,
it's so cute.
He is very solemn, I'll tell you.
Oh, it looks like, there are so many comments coming in. It's hard to read them as fast as they're coming in. I see Diane, Marcia. Hello, Jennifer. Oh, my new friend Jennifer Dungan. Is that the Jennifer?
Is that Jen Dugan right there?
Am I saying her? Dungan.
Dungan. There she is, Dungan, right there. Our friends. My friend. So I'm gonna switch it up with you now that I can see, Cynthia.
Pardon me.
We've got so much to do today, my friends. You know what we need to do first? We've been look at this stick. Oh,
it's a good one.
I'm going to put it in the pile. We have Alfie's stick pile on our mantle.
It's getting to be quite the. It's almost like tinder.
Yeah,
like a big tinder pile for the fireplace.
And he kind of goes around, finds his things. It's very, very sweet, my boy.
Although when we got back, he actively, like when we were going to pet him, he crunched down to avoid.
Yeah, he was not happy with us.
Not into it
because we, he was not happy with us. We'll talk about our jewelry. Let's take a beat. Okay,
get centered.
The earrings that you're wearing are from our friend Diane.
Our friend Diane Owens was just in town.
She was just here,
just for a day, just to hang with us, and she makes these beautiful earring. She does
her
shows.
Insta. Yeah, she does shows. She was over in Paso Robles, so she came to us, stayed over for a night. We celebrated. We'll show you some photos from Azalea's little birthday circle we did last night. It was very woo-woo under the full moon, or the almost full moon, the waning full moon. Nice. It was really great. So those are from Diane. On Instagram, you can find her at Sunny Owens Jewelry, SONNIE Owens Jewelry. Janice is also here. Our JP, let's take a beat and just say we had a fantastic retreat. We loved it. We're going to talk a little bit about it. We're going to do an exercise from it that we did. But our dear Janice, as some of you saw in the note or in the chat earlier, got COVID. So she quarantined. So it was Cynthia and I and Azalea. We had a great time. But Janice, we missed you. We're glad that you're doing okay. And thank you so much for being on the chat today. So Yeah. Oh, and here's Diane's link. Perfect.
Nice.
Thanks, JP, for Sunny Owens Jewelry right there. Facebook, and you can also find her on Insta. So, but we soldiered through. We had a great time. We did a lot of color stuff. So today, the way that we are going to run today is we're going to talk about some of the stuff we did at the retreat so you folks can see it. We did a lot about color. Will you see that stack of little things? Will you give those to Miranda right there? Miranda, there's some, look at those, riches. We did a color wheel. I'm going to talk to you about how we did that. That was fun.
That was fun.
Cynthia's going to talk to you. I'm going to show you some resin that Cynthia did. We have a giveaway from Cynthia, her little presentation that she did. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. So, gosh, we've got a lot to do.
Cover. It's a lot to cover.
It'll be a good time. It will be. Now, Cynthia, later on today, you're going to be doing a live.
Yes, at 4 Pacific time and 7 Eastern time. And we're going to do a live sale and kind of a mini tutorial, something fun, something a little, like relaxed. We're still kind of, a little wavy gravy from all the excitement and rushing around.
Yeah. So we're trying to get our feet underneath us, but I will also share it out, my friends, to our Beadshop Facebook. Share it over there, and we'll also drop in the links. I think Azalea got some of your kits listed already.
Yeah, that was nice. She did that this morning.
Yeah, so her really nice bead blends are over on the Green Girl. So Janice, it's going to be over on the Green Girl
Facebook and
YouTube. We'll add it to our Facebook. It'll be at 4. We'll remind you all again, and we'll drop some links. Right now, though, and Cynthia will show, there's some of her little color kits and stuff. We'll show those as well. All right. So first things first, let me start collecting some comments. What I have to do here, and again, I told you we weren't prepared. Hopefully we don't look too tired. We don't look too tired, do we?
No,
maybe.
We did some massage.
We did some little massage, which was good, face massage. Let's see. How about we do hashtag color will be the comment. So bear with me. Let me get the StreamYard giveaway tool going here.
I'm paying close attention.
StreamYard giveaway tool is right here. I'm going to fire that up. I'm going to put in, let's see, giveaway page. It's right here. So see, Cynthia, what you do is we're going to put in hashtag color, and we're going to choose the live. See, we choose that. And we start collecting comments. And see, people are already doing it. I love you folks.
Oh my gosh, that's so much easier.
Hashtag color. Let me go ahead and put in a banner. I'm going to create a banner. Let me edit this one. Hashtag color. We can have one. So hashtag color. I'm not going to have it do this. I'm going to do this, and we're going to show it. Hashtag color to win. And you guys, we have so many winners. We also chose the winners from our subscriber contest. I know Katie Hacker is watching, and Katie, let us know that you folks are coming through for us in droves. We really, really appreciate it. The winners are Gloria Jackson, Curtis Rock, Victoria Beck. I have a little thing on there. We have a couple of your emails, but what I want you to do, my friends, is email us at info@beadshop.com. Let me get that going first. Let me do this with the comments. Let me go here. The winners, the brand. Here we go. So it's here.
Nice.
So my friends, if this is you, What you need to do is you're going to get an email with more info. So email us in to, let me get that here. Submit it. Congratulations. Email us at info@beadshop.com. That's the email today for all of you. We're going to pick out so many winners today for so many things. So that is the email to email us today. Your gift card winners, email us over at info. We'll get all of that stuff out. It's like going to be a game show up in here, right? So it's super fun. Hashtag color. Let me get that here. And we are going to get that going. Let me also show you, folks, you remember, I'll peek out over here. Hit us up at our Facebook, The Bead Table, our Instagram at beadshop.com, our Pinterest pages, and hit that like, subscribe, and notification button over on YouTube. We still are out. We have not reached our 100,000. But the goal is, my friends, to get to that 100,000. So hit that like, subscribe, and notification button over there on YouTube. Any questions, you know where to hit us up at info@beadshop.com. So those things are done. See, I'm getting it together. We're getting it together, Sin, for everybody.
You're expert. So
we're expert level.
Perfect.
Let's get these banners going.
Looks like there's a lot. Oh, those are not the
hashtag color. Okay. Let's do this. And then let me add.
I was like, that's for that whole section. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things on the screen.
So, Kattni, this is a great question. She said she got a call right when she joined. You know, anything that you need to go back and listen to in the first 11 minutes. We're doing some giveaways. Put in that hashtag color. And we're going to start our giveaways. We'll do a few at the beginning, a few in the middle, and a few at the end. Also, folks, you know that you can rewatch all of these on our YouTube channel. They live there in perpetuity. I know, Cynthia, you've got your YouTube channel. You can go back and watch all of your tutorials. Yeah, so much stuff.
They'll say they're not live anymore, and we haven't figured out how to. I don't think you can relabel them. We haven't figured out how to do that. Yeah,
you can edit. I'll show you. You can edit them all on YouTube.
Oh, well, what do you know?
Right
Learn
there.
Something new every day.
You can add a new thumbnail.
I was like, I guess this is how it is now. So, it's we're learning.
Yeah. We're getting there.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, we're artists, not technologists, but I'm actually pretty good at the technology.
Yeah, I was going to say, hey, she says we're not I'm not the technologist. But I do know how to use an iPad.
So that's right. And thank you, Carrie Keaton. If you can hit hashtag color, you can hit the thumbs up. We totally appreciate it. We're going live from a bunch of different places. Our Kate Richburg Jewelry Educator, our Beadshop page on Facebook, my Kate Richburg YouTube, and of course our Beadshop YouTube channel. So, it's.
And I know I've heard people say, well, I've seen some of my friends, they'd say, oh, I watched that, but I wouldn't see, and I would get maybe like 5 or 6 likes on something. I'd be like, just, it doesn't cost money to hit the.
No,
the
we
like
really
button.
Appreciate that.
But every one that you get, what that does is it boosts the signal, because what this is right now, what y'all are watching, we are in a sea of millions, literally millions of people broadcasting. Billions of people broadcasting
around the world.
And only so many of them will rise. It's like the cream.
Yeah.
Will rise
We're
up,
rising.
And if you get a
so
lot
you help
of likes,
us rise. Yeah.
Then
and
that
shares.
algorithm pushes it forward. So, the more people you have watching, it's only the benefit, because if you don't have it, what happens is just things get, small, and then you have to go do something else, right? You do something else.
Yeah.
So think of it like as a vote for saying, hey, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
We like it and we want to see more. Otherwise, if you don't see it, like Azalea and I are like, well, we didn't get, not that many people liked it, so maybe they didn't like it.
And it won't rise.
Yeah, we do something else.
Yeah. So we really, really, really appreciate it. Leslie, we're sorry that you have COVID as well. Rose, I know we did miss her, didn't we? It was so great to see you, Rose. We've got a lot of people from the
Rose,
retreat
our
watching.
friend.
Yes, it was great. Let's start off. I'm going to add my other camera.
Rose,
Okay.
the Pinoy contingency.
That's right, is there. All right.
Yeah,
I had my Filipino ladies.
We felt
around
as
me.
I was like, just like my Lula.
Yeah, that's right. Just like Lula. We had our Lula. And our Lula made us such beautiful earrings. I have my earrings from Rose. These aren't, I'm not wearing them, but they're still in my.
That was the best part, is basically having so many people brought jewelry. It was like a little trading, a little commerce going on.
Yeah.
I got some nice pieces that I am excited. And then, of course, I grabbed what I had right next to the bed.
Sharon, I've got the Gwyn prizes. Don't you worry.
Oh, I see them there.
Yeah, they're right here. Janice, I love the two icons together. Kate and Cynthia know each other so well. They can talk at the same time, and it makes so much sense. It's like 3D.
Oh, well, we had a question from one of your neighbors. He's like, so I take it y'all know each other for a while. I was like, how did you know?
Oh, our
maybe
neighbor.
You're at Calvin. He was like, something tells me y'all know
when
each
we
other.
went to my studio. We went to my studio yesterday and worked. So it was fun. We had a good time. I got out my rock saw. We were sawing rocks. Yes. It was fun.
And I worked on an opal. She busted out and by bust out, I mean, I turned gently to one side, and what was at my fingertips?
A jewel tool.
That's right. I was like, this is like magic. You don't have to shuffle anything over. You just walk right up to it.
She was working on a little opal.
I got an opal at a gem show, and I was like, I've been carrying this in my pocket for like a month. Now I can do something with it. She was like, let's just see what happens right now, and it looks pretty good. It's so fun. Her studio is awesome. I want to live in it.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a good time. I know.
Never leave.
Just stay there.
I mean, there's a fridge. There's a bathroom around the corner. That's it.
That's all we need.
DoorDash exists. You don't have to leave.
It does. Let me add this to the stage here, and let me do this. Okay. I'm going to keep that hashtag color up there, friends. Keep commenting hashtag color, and we're going to do a couple of drawings right off the bat here. But let's show you what I have. Cynthia, why don't we start off? Let's start off by, I know that people let's do this. Let me show you folks what we're going to be giving away today. My dear mama made such great books. You saw these, right? Look at this. Look at these riches. There we go.
It was fun to take notes and fun to have the little, it was useful, the little, what are the Post-its?
Yeah, the little Post-its in there. Look at that. So we're going to give away a bunch of these guys today. I also, a big thank you to our friend Peter over at Eurotool. He gave us, this is a set of little tiny wubbers that everyone got.
They're so cute.
So I'm going to be giving away a couple of these today.
Adorable.
Adorbs.
And are those plain friendly?
They are plain friendly. They are.
Even better. You could tuck that in your bag and go.
Right? So we've got those. I'm going to put those kind of over. Let me put them right back here. We're going to do 2 tiny wubbers. I've got those. And my friends, look at these. Cynthia made our logo. And we'll let you know. I bet we could sell some of my mom's notebooks and forward her Christmas fund for all the good stuff, right? So here, the Color Your World, it was really a great little logo that Cynthia put on there. So I have one. I need to make sure I have one for me. You have one, Cynthia, too,
I do.
Right? And I've got one for Janice. I have
Well, we could easily
We
go
could.
in the studio and whip
We
up
could
a couple.
whip up a couple.
And by me, I mean Azalea.
Yeah. So I've got 2 right here. So yes, we're going to give away 3 of these. Okay. For that. So let's start off. Oh, and I have, Cynthia, why don't you, we'll give this away and then we'll talk about what you did with it. I also have, this was the little kit that Cynthia put together for everybody.
Marty is a mermaid.
Yes. Little Marty. This was, we did patinas with pigment powders. And these are some brand new pieces from Cynthia. I've got this tiny frog ordered already. The tiny frog. This little troll doll.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking about.
So funny. This frog, we saw these frogs all over San Juan Bautista. They were this size. And this one, this phoenix, right? Mm-hmm. Just begin again. Look at how cool that is.
My mantra.
Yeah. There's also
just begin again. That one must have the clasp.
I think I used the clasp, so we'll put one in. I'll show you. It also came with this clasp that I painted. It's already on, because this is my kit, but I know we have some.
They're packed up, but we can dig them out of the car.
Yeah, we're gonna get one of those. See, that's the moon clasp.
We did that with the patina and a little UV resin.
Yeah. So see there. So that clasp is in there too. All right. So let's just start off, and then Cynthia, I want you to talk a little bit. We're gonna choose one. Oh, the trolls. You guys like the trolls? Let's do it. Okay. All right. We'll get the troll. I'll put it on the thing. Look at how cute the troll doll is.
I see such nice comments. Thank you, y'all.
And here's the little spoon to take your little pigment powders out.
Yeah, you guys don't want to know what rigmarole I had to go through to get this spoon. Apparently, this has uses that I did not foresee. I had to put in my name, address, phone number, so that I could be tracked to figure out what this is for. So I blended up. Let's take the lid off.
So let me choose the winner, and then you can talk about this. Order it all. Yeah, it is a great patina kit. I was there with Cynthia while she was mixing it. So giveaway tool, good. Last few entries, #color. Let's draw for Cynthia's kit. Oh, sorry. Wait. Stop. Hang on. There we go. Hang on. 1 second here. I need to present the giveaway tool. Share. Sorry, I screwed this up. Share screen. Hang on. Giveaway tool. I already, there it is. Kelly, you were the winner. Right there. I didn't do it live. I'm sorry. This is the prize.
For this one. Kit. So the patina kit.
Yeah. So Kelly, what I want you to do is I want you to hit us up over at info@beadshop.com. There it is. Make sure to email us, say patina kit I'm going to take a screenshot of this so I have it. And I'm going to take a note here. So congratulations to you, Kelly. Kelly, are you watching? Yes, that's Kelly. Throw up a comment, my friend. So, there she is. Perfect. So why don't you talk a little bit about these with some of your things, Cynthia?
All right. So we put together, Azalea and I mixed these up. We had some pigments that had been in my collection, and pigments are used to make paints. So these pigment powders could be used to color polymer clay. You could make watercolors. You could make acrylic. You could put them on epoxy putty, and we use them on patinaing. Let me show some of these samples we did.
The samples were so cool.
Here's one. Check this out. How cool is this? This is these colors are these.
And what you did,
So-
Cynthia, is you got this sizing medium, the matte sealant.
Yes.
You mixed a little bit of the pigment powder in it, and you painted it on. Look at the frog. Look at the frog.
Isn't that cool? I'm going to make directions for this because it is really fun. And that was one of the things we did. Was that the first day or was it the second day? Or maybe it was the first day. I don't remember which
I can't
day.
remember.
But it's a very
First day.
easy, fun thing to do because you can mix and match. You can use this technique or what the pigment powders could then be used on. Uh-oh.
Oh, here.
See this moon? This has UV resin. So it can be used mixed into the resin.
Yeah, I
or
did it with the
dusted
UV
on
resin.
top
It was so fun.
and then coated with the resin. And I see, do you seal it after? That's what this is. This is your sealant.
Mhm.
This is the matte sealant right here. And this is enough to make, I don't know, like 1,000,000. Will the patina rub off? If you don't seal it, it will rub off. So you use the sealant to go over it. And I will show that. I'll show that.
Yeah.
Maybe this is what I'll do on the live tonight.
And Cynthia can always put up. Cynthia, I bet you can make some of these little pigments for people, little kits to put up. Because Jermaine is like, give me those sealants. Look at that. Look at that one.
So I wanted to see what this would feel like if I had it in gold. You know how sometimes you want your stuff to be in 22 karat gold, but this in 22K would be about $2,500. So that's the patinaed version. And I was like, yes, my stuff would actually look good in gold. I answered the question.
You sure did.
Here is a kind of a watercolor effect. And that came out pretty good. We did a whole shebang. Here's some.
This is the one. Look at, I did. There's the moon with gold. Here's my moon with the resin over the top, that clasp. And then I want to show you folks this. Mine, it's a big tangled mess. So bear with me here just a second.
Here's a sample. We did that.
Look at that one.
Sample. Looks good.
So Cynthia, I think there's a future with you mixing up your favorite patinas, pigment powders, and putting these together with this sealant.
Oh, okay.
Make some little kits, Cynthia.
I'll do it. I just made enough for the
retreat, but I bet you
we
could
had such a good time
put
playing
some
with
up.
that.
Give me that little frog. Look at that little fat frog, everybody.
There's this one. That one got a little rainbow bright. And this
Wasn't
one
that
is the one I
cute?
did for beads of courage. That was a sample that I had been carrying around. This is what it looks like when it dangles around in your pocket for like a month, maybe 2.
Yeah, look at that. Let's
Looks
see if we
good.
can.
I think. I don't think
Yeah.
it looks too. So the highlighted areas where it was wearing down actually don't look horrendous because sometimes it can look like. So I deliberately did and removed some of it to see what it would look like, you know, as it ages and wears. It looks pretty good. I don't think it looks like, you know, sometimes patinas and things can look a little thick.
Let me show you what else we did with that pigment. This is, I hope you can see it. This one is, I need to not be on the white background maybe.
Oh, yeah, we need a nice background.
Yeah, here. Let me do this. We had some vintage, some old,
Ghana? Is that Ghana?
Yeah, from Ghana, the recycled glass. And Cynthia painted them with the pigments. Look, and we did a little bit of that gilding on there. So that's just glass. This is an old one of our currants, the recycled beads. And I was doing these in kind of a color study, kind of an order. These
so
are
fun.
wooden beads that we gilded and covered with the UV resin. More on the UV resin, folks, will be coming soon. It was so fun. It was so fun.
We had a good time.
That is a current bead, Kim Crawford. We just painted. And tune in to Cynthia later today. Maybe you'll show a little bit of that painting. And maybe you can get a few of those kits up and running.
They're already live. Azalea did it this morning.
Oh, kits? No, I meant the pigment kits.
Oh, well, yeah. I have fixins to make it. I was like, what am I going to do with all this?
Yeah.
So I guess that's a good idea.
Yeah, let's make some.
Nice.
We'll get those on there. And we'll get all of this. This would work on any bead. They do look like Basha beads. There's our Emily. Emily,
Oh, thank
I
you,
want
Emily.
to tell
That's
you
high praise.
that is high
Emily.
praise.
I missed you. I miss you now.
Everyone down to a person, my dear friend. Your ears must have been burning so much this weekend, because everyone was just talking about the beauty and wisdom that is our Emily Miller. So we really missed you a lot. We can find Cynthia over on two great places. Jump over to Green Girl Studios over on YouTube and subscribe. Find her there, or you'll be on your Green Girl Studios Facebook page over on Facebook. Okay.
We also have a group if you want to see what people do and share. Everybody's really generous with their ideas, and there's not a lot. There's no negativity. It's a good group of sharing.
It is.
So if you want inspiration for all kinds of techniques and beautiful examples of beadwork, and also I saw some things with like keychains and lamp poles and things.
Yeah, so fun.
It's fun. A lot of fun. So that's called the Green Girl Studios Gang on Facebook if you'd like to join us.
The Beadshop beads, Cynthia, they were glass, weren't they?
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm going to tell you something. I spent many an hour trying to figure out how to make Roman glass at my torch when I was a glass bead maker back in the day. Probably 20 years ago. You remember those days.
I do. I was a glass bead maker.
Yeah. We both would talk about how hard it was to not burn out the dichro. That's the stuff on the inside to make it shiny.
Dichroic glass.
And I feel like, it's not easy to get that look in, lamp work. Cool, but this came out good. I'm really happy with it. I think I'll make a tutorial and really break it down so that there's no question on how to do it.
And speaking of tutorials, Cynthia, over on your homepage, you can go right to Green Girl Studios on the homepage. Let me share this with you. Let me go there. And Cynthia will have the pigments and everything up. Let me share this tab. Bear with me here. Let me do this. Let me add this. You can see Green Girl's website right here. You can go straight to Cynthia. Right here is her workshop class.
Oh, we practiced that. I gave some folks bought the workshop, and while we were sitting around the table, we made them. We made some of the necklaces, and they came out really good. Looked very magical, and there were no tears and crying.
No.
It worked out.
Oh, I didn't realize how many of them said sold out. I thought they removed themselves when they were sold out.
No. So there's a few. The Sunlight on Sea, that's new. Azalea, right?
Oh, I was going to drop the links when you guys are ready.
Oh, all right. Drop them in. Azalea will get them.
I'm not on StreamYard. I'm just on your Facebook.
Yeah, that'll work. Or go on. I'm showing everybody. Oh, this Strawberry Sunset. So they're all over there. You kind of have to. You can hide the ones that are sold out.
Yeah.
On the back end.
Yeah.
So people can find it fast.
Thank you.
I like the Strawberry Garden one with all the pink
garments. They're all there. Let me stop sharing that. Okay, so let's get back to, let's put this away. This goes to Kelly. This is her little kit. We need to put a clasp in there for her. Here it is.
Make sure it's tight.
Tight. Put those away. Perfect. This is mine here, and we'll put that in. Let's give away. Let's give oh, great. Thanks, JP. There's the Green Girl Studios. Great. Cynthia's crochet tutorial is really great. You can buy it. It's only $35, I think. And
it's not just the crochet. It's 28 pages of information on thread, on how to drill, on how to finish, and how to dye thread as well. So if you want
really
to dye
fantastic.
your thread, it's pretty extensive. And we're working on a video that if you buy it, we will email you the accompanying video. We're just, traveling right now, and it has not dropped. So if you're waiting for that, just give me a minute to get home and edit it.
Let's go ahead and give away a tiny Wubbers. Let me share this screen.
Oh, Margaret says, I love how Azalea is carrying the torch.
She is carrying the torch.
Carrying the torch. We're very lucky to have her helping us.
Put that hashtag color, and I'm going to draw it here. Cynthia, you need to have a retreat in Nashville.
Oh, you guys can just come over. We'll call it a retreat. Just come over. We'll sit around the dining room table.
Let's go ahead and draw again.
I want to do this too. Look how fun that is. And then we don't have to sit there and play Name That Tune.
How do you get this?
Amy Funkhauser, the tiny Wubbers are for you. Let's let that celebrate for a second, and let me get some Post-it notes so I can put some Post-its on there. I'll show you. It's the StreamYard giveaway tool. Could not be easier. And I love all that celebration.
It is a lot of celebrating. Yeah, Zelia is very, when I was her age, she is turning 20 this month on August 28th. And I remember when I was 20, I was learning how to draw in art school, and I was not nearly as good as this gal is. So Greg and I, that's her dad, we sit there and we're like, what is she going to be like with all the skills she has now?
Yeah.
I was not there. She can knit, she can crochet, she can paint, she can draw. I was like, what was I doing at age 20? Well, we don't need to go into that.
We don't need to talk about what we were doing in our running around days.
Thankfully, there's no video. That's what I'm talking about.
That's right. That's
no
what
video
I'm saying.
of what we got up
Let's
to
do
back in
this.
the day.
Okay, I've got this. Amy, are you there? Go ahead and say hey so I can see you. Oh, Ellen purchased your workshop, and it's filled with so much information. That's awesome.
That makes me happy. I've received a lot of wonderful comments about it. So that encourages me to make more. So I'm ready to make a bunch of workshops on all different types of techniques. Making notes. That's good.
Let's put this one over here.
Perfect.
Let's give away one more. Let's give away 2 more prizes. Let's do this one.
Did you already do the totes?
I'm going to do a tote after this. Let's do this one. I just like it. It's just fun. It's like a party, right? So that hashtag color enters you to win, my friends. So make sure it's in there. Carol.
Yay. Oh, Joanne says, Cynthia, you were preparing to be Azalea's mom. Yeah, good. Because I was a late mom.
And if you've already entered, put the hashtag in, you're already entered to win. So you only have to put it in that one time. You can put it in multiple times, but it's only going to count you once. So don't worry. Once you're in there, you're in there. Let's see. Carol, throw down a comment so I know you're here.
Although I feel like more is still good, because it still boosts it.
Yeah, it still does, for sure. But this one is for Carol.
Oh, and she got to look at the one she got.
Yeah, it's a nice one. Look at it.
I love that color.
Isn't that pretty?
Kind of a lemony, kind of limey chartreuse.
And now we'll do a, let's see, let me put that. You know what I need to do? I need to do this. Where's the cat? Here it is. Let's put these, Cynthia.
Sure.
Would you put all of those like right over there so they all
need a basket?
They all stay.
Giveaway.
Put them right there. We'll do one more for now, and then we'll get into some more
color
in some color because we want to show you. Here is the no, it's not that one. That's the one with the little things. It's this one right here. We'll do one for a tote. And we'll draw it again. That hashtag color.
Can never have too many totes, am I right? Mine
with
are all full.
with an original Cynthia Carol.
You know, we did use this. Remember,
Carol Peterson.
We were
did.
Okay, who has a color wheel? And some folks had a very complicated color wheel. And sometimes you don't need all of the hues and values and all that talk. Sometimes you just need that wheel right in front of your
this
eyes.
is for Carol. And folks, if you have not, if you're a winner, I know you are. I know a lot of you, we've got you in our customer list already, but just drop us an email at info@beadshop.com because I'm going to send all of these out today. So great. Look at all that. Congratulations. Look at all that. I love it. Love it. Love it. So I'm going to stop sharing this for a second. Let's put this over here. Would you mind adding that one to the pile?
No problem.
Over there. Now, speaking of color wheels, we want to show you, it was kind of a cool thing that we did over, let me solo this. We talked a lot about color, and Cynthia did such a fantastic job putting her own personal color. You based it a little bit on what Janice kind of gave you. And
oh,
you put
yes,
your
I
own
read the
personal
handout
turn on it. It was great.
Color has been and will continue to be taught by lots and lots and lots of people because really it's theory. And just like any theory, there's rules and they're made to be broken and they're basically ideas, you know? And it's fun to play with the concepts of color.
I'm
gonna this one for here? You want the round? Be cool if you had another round.
I know another. This one though, there are many more beads in that round. Let's just do them on this table. It's all right. We'll be all right.
What about this?
What should we do? Oh, we can do it on there.
That's just form, so it has
Yeah. Whoops, crash. So what we did when we talked about color, we wanted to use the medium of the beads and relay.
Can I do it?
You do it, sister.
I'm like, all right, let's do it. So fun. This is the fun part.
This is the fun part. So what we did was I went over, we have like a giveaway pile of things and stuff at the retreat. And people can just kind of paw through them and look at them and play with them and put them in their projects or whatever. So what we did was we had a color talk and I thought, you know what? I'm going to what I want to say. I want to do this in the medium of beads. Let's make the color wheel out of beads. So I just grabbed, so this is just kind of, there's all different types of beads in here. There's some paper beads. There's beads that you would think, oh, I'm not going to use those. And when you look at them together. So Cynthia, what's the wheel that you made here? What's this one?
Here's the main thing about color. So just like in mathematics.
I'm going to get a little tighter in here.
When someone says, oh, primary colors, that means you can't break it down anymore. You can't break down yellow. And when I say break it down, you can't make yellow. There's no making yellow. Yellow is already made. You can make shades of yellow. You can make hues of yellow, but yellow itself is its own. You can't make red and you can't make blue. But like green, that's yellow and blue make green. So
let's put that green out. And yes, Carol, I saw. Congratulations. Hurrah for you. I'm glad. I hope you enjoy it. We'll get that stuff out today.
Let's see. This is so fun.
Look at that.
It's the fun part.
So you folks can do this on your own as well. And I kept these in baggies. And I'm going to use this as a teaching tool. This won't be the last time you see one of these. But I just, look, this is an avocado bead. I put it in with the green. Who cares, right? Some paper beads, a little peyote stitch component. Look at that purple over there.
Yes, thank you, Myra. Hues, the pure color tints are the, she said, added white, and shades have black. All
Look at
right,
that.
let's see. Where are we going to place this? What's the closest?
I think it goes there, maybe.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, when you have this sort of, this is not it.
No.
You put that, tuck that. This would be on this end. Like, I feel like that would go there. Where would you put this? I would tuck this one.
Maybe
now,
here
a lot
next
of the time,
to
you
like
could
the black and white kind of.
Mhm.
Because
we're doing
I
a
also,
circle, but
yeah.
we're also adding, this would
Some
be
elements.
what Myra had just mentioned with the tint and the shade. So shade is just exactly what it sounds like. You're throwing some shade with the black. The white we're putting those together so that it makes a nice flow. Otherwise, this would either be in the middle or on the outer selection. We have a few of these kind of neutral earth tones.
Maybe we put the earth tones in between these two. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like that works.
There's that orange.
And like I was saying,
I put some of the metals. I put the gold in with the orange, but it could also go in with this yellow.
Mm-hmm.
That works.
Yeah, if we were doing this, like, this would probably be in the middle because you would have a grayscale.
Yeah.
But we're going to put it here because it would be just aesthetically more pleasing.
Yeah, we like to blend it. Here's the brown. Oh, there's a purple over there. Oh, we need to put those pinks out.
It's going to be magic.
But you can do this, especially if you have beads that you don't know what to do with. Lay some beads out, bag them in a color wheel, and then you can kind of take them out. Look at how cool that looks, everybody.
Margaret says, isn't brown made by green and red mixed? Margaret, brown can be any complementary. You could get red and green makes a brown. Purple and yellow will make a brown. They'll just give you a different sort of, in painting, they'd say you don't use black because it makes sort of a dead kind of muddy. It just doesn't have the same vibrancy and richness that using two complements will give you. So anytime you have, if you're mixing like the browns here, we would say that this brown was probably made with, wouldn't you say that since it is leaning more red, that it was probably a red with more than likely a little bit of blue and green. It's all in proportion. So if we're talking strictly light or strictly paint, you're not going to get exactly, it's all in the proportion of how much red or how much green will give you either cooler or warmer color. But since we're talking about beads here and we're not mixing glass, we're not doing watercolor, we're doing this on color theory as colors that are already existing right here, and we're not actually creating a color, and we're not mixing in the fact that we're not going to
two colors don't become a new color.
We're not going to make a new color. So a lot of it is what is next to it too. So keep that in mind in color harmonies, because what you put next to it will affect what that color how that color will read. So like these together, like we were saying over and over, if they're on the color wheel and they sit next to each other, like we're going to use this again.
Here, look, I've got.
Oh, you have it.
I've got the printout. Hang on, I got it. Oh, there it is. It's underneath.
So if they sit together on the color wheel, they're friends. They get along. They want to be together, and that's a surefire way to make a pretty blend. And if you wanted something, just remember
that's
like proportion.
Pretty. I'm going to get a little
about proportion.
a little tighter in there.
If they line up, you're going to get an instant harmony and it won't fail. Sometimes though, if you want to go something that's more of a like dynamic, you'll see like sports teams will do this where they go red and green. Like what's the Steelers? Blue and orange. It's very dynamic to have colors that are opposites on the color wheel because they pop or vibrate. They have what they call the what is that, scintillation, when they're the same color family.
Yeah.
and or same value. The value is, so if you're going to do value, this is kind of all over the place right now. Value is this.
Here, let me pull it out.
Your black is the the darkest value, and we'll do the clears as the grays. So if this is your value, that would be, so here it is.
Let me
Light to dark is your value stream. Now, when you have colors that, like this would be like a lot of white added. It still works to have the opposite, which would be a light green. That's a complement. And it still works with something that's a dark green. I learned color. I did not do great in my college course, I'm afraid to say. I didn't get it. I was using the Munsell color chart, and I found it confusing, and it didn't make any sense to me. I learned by going outside and working in my mom's garden and kind of getting hit in the face with a moment of seeing flowers, because they automatically have a beautiful color harmony already. Color, as we know, is a part of the natural world. Trying to force it into, like, we're trying to organize it and make it easier to understand and digest. But when you go outside or you look around your house and you find things that have like photos of landscapes, you'll see that they already kind of line up in these beautiful sort of patterns or harmonies. So just as we were saying how that you have your value system here of light to dark, you can have the same thing with this sort of pale pink going with not necessarily the same value, which is of the same light, the light color of these two. They both work, but that also works with a dark value. Does. And that's one of the things about color theory is just go outside, take a look around, and you will see, without even trying, you will see, like on a rose bush, you'll see natural color harmonies. And here's another one we'll show, like how purple. So if you have this red and green, you can come in with something that's like a split. It still seems to work. And also the proportion of whatever the color you put in, if you have a lot of it, think of it as like the salt, or the pepper. It's like your seasoning. Mm-hmm. It's proportion. So I feel like that still works.
That does work. And folks, make sure to come in and take some screenshots. You can also re-watch this and rewatch this and rewatch this. But I think it would really be fun if you went into maybe some of your reject beads or beads you don't normally gravitate towards and make the color baggies, and put them out and start mixing a little bit. I love how, look at this value chart right here that Cynthia's doing with the beads.
It can give you, if you have a value chart, we're using all different materials, right? It can be any material. So like if you have, for example, we've been talking about the proportions. Say if we're going to do, what's one we didn't do yet? Let's do this one because it seems to me, I love brown and blue.
I'm going to get some more beads.
Just love brown and blue together. And if you look, they're kind of adjacent. They're adjacent across from the color wheel. But a lot of times when you're looking, you're like, oh, does that work? What if we add this to it? It's kind of a yellow. And I feel like that works with that. You can even add a little bit of this to it. Just in a smaller proportion. And you get a very harmonious color, like a very harmonious blend. Just think of proportion. If something isn't working, just like in quilting or in fiber art, sometimes they'll say, get that ugly color and throw a little bit of that in. And usually what that means when they say that, they just don't have the fancy jargon. It's usually the compliment when they say the ugly color. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily ugly, but with placed in with other colors, you'll get something that.
Remember that old school kind? These are all out of my personal bead collection, my friends. So, unfortunately, I can't direct you to buy this exact kit, but you can do this with your own your own beads. Reach back into, look at these.
Yeah, and it's, you can just have something like I have this on my work table where my brother made a hand carved like Lazy Susan type thing, and I have all of mine, and it's like for sauce and dip. What I like to do with that is if I don't know what I'm going to do, I'll it's almost like you're kind of divining. Like I'll hold the colors. Like for this, for example, I'm divining what I want and thinking about that. Myra also had she's like, it's not just flowers, but the whole natural world. That is correct. That is 100% correct. Say we'll hold this like this. I've got this piece. And I'm like, oh, what will happen here? What do I want to do?
Let me zoom out a little bit so people can see a little bit more of this. There we go.
And you can go and kind of float it and say, does it look good with this orange? Do I love this?
I like the floating.
I don't know that I feel like this is not working for me. And here's the thing about color harmonies. Just because you know a rule, like you're like, opposites on the color wheel or together on the color wheel. That doesn't really, that is a concept. They call it color concepts. It's not hard and fast rule. Because there is no, I'm going to go off my instructors will be like, Thornton, go sit down because that's not the way. How are we supposed to sell this class if you're going to talk about it being, just going outside and looking around? So look at it with the yellow. So green and yellow sit pretty close on the color wheel. Right? And look, they kind of, it's good. It's not bad. But here with more blue, you get kind of, sea life feelings. Here it is with purple. And I feel like that really kind of sings. It's not next to each other on the color wheel.
Look at, there's a little, look at from Swarovski from way back in the day.
Back when they used to do
just a little flat back Swarovski.
There's a lot of, I feel like I've been avoiding, Myra, some of the jargon as best I can, just because I find it kind of confusing if you go in with like complementary, tertiary, secondary. It is useful, but they can confuse when it is a concept, I feel like, of emotion. I don't know if that's true or
Same.
not.
I believe it or not, and I'm sure you can believe it, I have never had a color class. Never had a color theory.
I know. I couldn't believe it.
Look at this fat
Kate was
pearl.
telling me, she's like, I've never taken a color class.
No, never in my life.
You don't need it, but it is good to understand these basic concepts just so you have an understanding of how colors can work together.
Look at this old school. Look at, there's an old Swarovski. That's a good one for blue. I just really, I do a lot of this, what Cynthia is calling divination. I do a lot of that. And what my mom and I do, we call it auditioning the beads or auditioning the fabric. When we quilt, we do this same thing where we kind of line everything up and we look at it, right? And we call it auditioning. Sometimes we do it right in the store, honestly, when we're in the fabric store and we have all of this stuff lined up. It's really fun. So you can do that same thing with your beads, auditioning the beads. But in beads, not only are you auditioning the bead, but you're auditioning the size, the shape, the color, the texture, the finish. You're doing you're doing all of that simultaneously. Proportion
I feel like is a good one. Yeah. See, sometimes you can have
proportion
a thing that
big.
Looks like it's a what they call monochromatic, single color family.
Look at this thing. Look, I had that in my stuff.
Nice.
This is fun. I don't know.
I like it.
I like it too.
Well, I haven't used. Let's see this blue. We'll talk about that proportion. So let's say we're going to make something that has a color story. They used to call them color stories back in the day.
Yeah, I like color story as a concept. Ooh, here's a nice piece of vintage glass. Let's put that there. Oh, and Erica has a great question, and I think you can kind of add that to this. How do you find that one pop of color?
Well, like we were showing right now, one of the things that helps is you have textures, you have colors that work together. I would say pair them together and see what works. So here's the complement to the blue. It's opposite on the color wheel. Right here. And I don't necessarily want this to have like a sports team feel. So just having, I don't know if I'd go with that flat color. I think I would want something that's more in the family of a metal. So it's actually wood. If someone were looking at it, they'd say, "Oh, but that's only a single color there." Having something, maybe a smaller amount of it, would be, I'm looking for a brass that would function as the opposite. It's more of a yellow, but a traditional, let me see if I've got something over here that will have that same look. Oh, hand them over. Perfect. Oops. So this, I feel like most folks would say, would we say they wouldn't read the metal as a color necessarily. You would say, oh, well, that's just the metal. The metal has a color. And I feel like that would balance that out. Having silver with it gives it a completely different look. Right. See what I mean? Just look at that for a second and see that depending on what you wanted, if you wanted it to be more subtle, you would stay within that color sort of temperature. So this is, I think, cool in adding the warm of the brass. You get a little bit more of a pop, I feel, because you have it, they're opposites on the color. Sometimes you don't want it to pop and you don't want to have that. That's fine. Sometimes you're going for something like I always think of it being like more sophisticated when the colors are not too jumbly, because that usually people associate like highfalutin type. You go into a fancy restaurant, a lot of times you'll see very simple colorways. There's
a lot of beige.
There's a lot of white, a lot of
there we go.
black,
Look at those right there.
with maybe one color pop.
There we go.
And it, to really make that sing, would you say to find the thing that would be the opposite, just a hint of it, it kind of pops. It kind of, it visually vibrates, I feel like. Having it close on the color wheel has a similar kind of feeling. I feel like I love that. But again, sometimes I tend to gravitate towards either opposites or next to them.
Look at that bead I made.
Back when you used to make they're like a collage.
Oh, I've got a bunch in here. Let's just show. I'm looking for some silver beads.
Yeah, Myra, see, we can sit here and this is a contrasting opinion. Myra says the blue and copper appear monochromatic. The silver and blue are more of a contrast. I would wholeheartedly disagree with that. And that's okay. We don't all have to agree. To me, I feel like these kind of blend because it's cooler. But again, that's the emotion of it. I feel like this has a little bit of yellow to it. We'll do it on the other side. A lot of times you'll see in Chinese and like Tibetan, you'll see that they match this color story together. This is a really popular one. You'll see a lot of this story right here.
Yeah.
Don't you think? This is a very popular one.
And a little bit of orange.
A tiny, so it's more of a coral. Now, here's the thing. Traditionally, if you looked at that on a color wheel, you'd say, well, that's okay. That doesn't really, it's not opposites on the wheel. And it's not exactly what they would say as like a split complementary. Kind of. It would be more in this realm. A split would be just exactly how it sounds, where you get a little bit of this and a little bit of these two with the opposite. And that is a very traditional Himalayan, Tibetan type feel. And it works. But again, it's in proportion. Like you'd have mostly lapis with a hint of that red. Let's see, what's another one, Kate, that's a traditional palette that you see that would be an easy one to illustrate that?
I'm thinking, you could. Oh, something like like when you see it with the folk art, Cynthia, like there's always some brown, it's that brown, orange, green kind of. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of it too is people are often influenced by their surroundings. I know I am. And when I'm traveling, my eyes are soaking up. Like when I'm in Tucson, I'm drawn to this palette. This is I would call this Tucson right here. Right here, I think of this Tucson. And the reason, my eyes are all full up of that blue of the sky that's slightly green, and it's just like the stone itself that is mined in the Southwest. That's pretty. Roll it in.
I'm going to put them right there, rolling it in. I guess I can keep adding these.
You can keep adding. I see a good one here of what I'm reading this one. Where was it? I just passed it. Where'd it go? I guess I missed it. And I see another comment. Not everyone sees color the same way. That is what I mean. So when I'm looking at this, you know what? There are, I believe, isn't it 3 cones in the human eye? So sometimes we don't, and then some people they don't see certain colors. That can affect, and they always say, hey, the screens are different colors. That's one of those things why I say that it's, for me anyway, I feel like it's very subjective. And why some folks will say, I think that's a horrendous color mix. And then some folks will say, oh, I think it's the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen. It's all very subjective. We can learn the rules, but at the end of the day, it's what you like and what appeals to you and what makes you happy. And so if something to you, even though it would, in theory, be a perfect blend, and by all accounts, it should work, if you don't like it, just don't do it, Just because it's a rule that we know, and just because we say, oh, well, if they're sitting together on the color wheel, they should absolutely 100% work. If you're looking at your bead board and you're like, this makes me feel like bored and dead inside, then that's not the color wheel. That's not the mix for you. That's what I mean. Like, we can disagree, and you know what? It's A-okay.
This is a beautiful palette, Cynthia.
Thank you.
I would throw in, that is so Tucson. For me, I always have to throw in a brown in Tucson. I mean, a green, in Tucson. I also like throwing in Tucson. Yellow is kind of hard for me to use. So I'll start pushing this.
I avoided yellow for years. And you know what? Now I love and can't even hardly take it is a mustard.
Yeah.
I cannot get enough of.
We need some mustard in this.
Look at this one right there.
Yeah.
Look at that with it. I know traditionally, back in the day, I'd be like, ugly. But now, I don't know. See, and why did that change? Who knows why that changed? Who knows? It's one of those things where, to me, I see this in the landscape. This is the sky right here. You look at it. That's the sky. This is the dirt.
Right.
And the colors. If you take a picture outside, you are rarely going to be steered wrong if you're looking at a natural landscape and you take a photo and you break it down, just like you see with interior decorators. They'll do the color story of a room and have it where they line up all the colors that they find. They're picking out. They're not all the colors in that photo. They're just picking out the ones that pop in their eyes the fastest. So if you look at those palettes, there's plenty of colors that they're not picking. There's plenty that are in there that don't even play into the story. but it's what you are drawn to and the kind of emotion or feeling you want in a room. So sometimes these temperatures, originally we were taught that these warm colors were like, oh, that's the colors for creativity. So if you want a room for like to have like a lot of creative bursts, you would put in like pops of red and orange. But you know what? Sometimes people respond better to a neutral,
to like calmness. Yeah,
like a very, very neutral, no color, and then their artwork or jewelry or whatever they're making is in the colors. So it's kind of like a rest for the eyes. That can be true of any kind of color thing that you're, say you have a bead that's super busy, that's super colorful. Putting it with a bunch of other things that are much less colorful can be kind of restive, you know, to your palette or your sensibility of color.
I am a big fan of, let me put this here. I'm going to put this here. I'm a big fan of a pop of black or gray or sparkle. I call this palette that I kind of do a lot, I call it like Nightline or Nightlife or Nightshade or, you know, something like that. But these, I'm a big fan of throwing in black. And look at how, maybe just what color do I want that one. I want this. I want some of this.
Cindy says, I agree about finding color in nature. Twilight skies are a lovely palette.
Yeah, this is very Twilight Sky right here.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like it works. The thing is that there,
and that.
While we're talking about roles, just remember, we can all have something that we love and some things that we don't love. And it's all good. It's all fantastic. And if you like it, none of this, you know, you don't have to follow it.
Because, none of this matters.
Yeah, it's not about who's like making something that is more accurate to color theory. And remember, someone came up with color theory and put it in
there we go.
A package so that we could understand it. You can just use what is intuitive in your mind of what you're drawn to. Say you just like purples. Maybe that's you know, what is appealing to you at that moment, and you can shift into pinks, or you never use pinks because you feel like maybe it's too youthful of a color. And I mean, I heard this over the weekend where they're like, no, this color is too young. Let's scrap that talk right now.
Mm-hmm.
There is no such thing. There's no such thing as a color being too young. Some folks will actively disagree with me and say, hey, listen, Thornton, drop those fluorescents. You are not 20. And I'll say, guess what? I'm going to wear this neon necklace because it appeals to me. And it's okay. Yeah, I love that, Kate. It's beautiful.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, and I think that depending on what you put with it, is the, you know, the palette is all in proportion, because a lot of times you're not using equal amounts of each thing. Maybe you're only going to use a few of those whites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Elizabeth says that peachy yellow bottle. This, which one is she talking about? This one here or this one? And that's the thing. It's all, you know, what appeals to your mind. And remember, some colors, like right now, on my screen, this is more of a tangerine. Or in my eyes, don't see a peachy yellow. You know what I mean? So I see this as a cyan color. Maybe this to you is more of a fuchsia.
Colors for men. What do you, you know, I also,
they like a pop.
Yeah, they like a pop. And, you know,
like red shoes,
yeah,
red tie.
That's like my Chris. He loves a pop of color.
Yes, I know. Same
you
with
know
Greg.
That.
He has these red, exactly the same as your docs. He has those cherry red docs. And he wears them with like a dark blue jean, you know, like an indigo wash. And that would be those two, you know. But just a teeny bit, the proportion. So the rest of it's kind of neutral with a little bit.
With a little pop of color. Chris really loves like that blue-green or this blue-green. Look at this.
Leslie says, crikey, where would you begin to start making something with all those beads? Well, the answer is you'd pick one. You'd pick one and you'd build from there. You'd say, oh my gosh, I love these. I do love these.
I do love those.
And then I would, like, almost like I've got to do, like, it's divination. I'd be like, well, what would I put with that?
Mm-hmm.
Where would that go? And depending on what you put it
This
against,
looks great with these gray.
depending what you put it in, you get a completely different look. Like, here it is with a neutral palette. How does that feel? I think it feels calming. It feels
I love
kind
this.
of soft.
I love that bead.
I
Like,
know,
look
me
at
too.
how that bead.
How is it with this? You get kind of a foresty look.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of that color blue and brown together.
I love that together. And if you really look at it, these are kind of opposites. They kind of have that kind of opposite feel.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have it with the pink, I love it with this pink too.
Mm-hmm.
The pink gives it a sort of a fresh pastel springtime feeling and would be good for a different, the same bead doesn't have to play in the same season. Now, remember when people used to say, what season
are you?
I don't know. Well, I don't know what season. You probably know. We played that
I
game.
I do have the Color Your World. I have that book. It's circa 1983.
It's so, and you know what? That stuff is, even though it's kind of dated, it's still kind of fun. Let's be real.
It is fun. I know. It's made its way back. People are getting their colors done again.
I know. I saw it on Instagram. They were taking these big sheets of color and putting them like a hairdresser's cake and testing them.
Kind of funny.
They're like, and they're like, it's new, and I'm like, is it really new?
Is it really though? Let's. I'm gonna pull this out so you all can take some screenshots here, and then we're gonna do some more giveaways, and then I want to talk about the
visually stunning
project. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Look at these two. I love those.
Right, that's kind of cool.
Soft.
There we go. That looks better.
Delightful. Makes me think of candy.
There we go. Let's screenshot. The board that it's on, my friends, this is the Beadshop, the big rectangle bead board. It fits on here really nicely. We're going to put these away by color. I saw Gail a little while back that says all of this mixing's making her a little anxious.
Well, that's the thing too, because guess what? Again, everybody has a different feeling when you're dealing with color.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I want to organize this. I want to put them in. I have my compulsion is to get my little bead bulldozer and put them in tins and keep them. That's my compulsion, and it's probably the same with some folks. There's something about it. I love it, and I'm also inspired. That discomfort I'm feeling is inspiring.
So let's move. Would you move, Cynthia, that charcuterie board over there where there's a blank spot?
It's delicious.
I'm going to put this board in, and then I'm going to have Cynthia talk a little bit about some of her color kits. But I did want to remind you folks that we got these clasps back in. Let me get a little closer. Remember, gosh, it was just last week. It was just a week ago when we were playing around with this. We did the kelp mix with Cynthia. I made this as an homage to Cynthia's joining me. That's the kelp. Let me see. You know what? I didn't even see if we had some left. I just restocked these clasps this morning, so I will show you. Bear with me here just a second.
I was looking for a clean board.
I'm going to make this clean for you, and you can work on this one. I'm going to pick this stuff up real quick. But let me show you, folks. We do have these in. Some of you have picked them up already, but we've got this one in. And I was working on the kelp, this clasp. To be completely honest, my friends, I did not get as far as I wanted to with this, so my apologies for that. But we did this last week with Cynthia when she was here. And we did the peyote stitch with this. Let me show you the bumper boards. Let me see if we've got any of that kelp left. Bear with me here just a second. And then I want to show you, Cynthia's going to play with some of her bead blends that she's got on her. Let me see. We have one. We have one left. Board. We've got one left of these. So if you want to jump over there.
Azalea made a nice sample with it, and it looked really good.
It sure does. Look at that. It was a fun one. Yeah, these clasps are so great. Let me put these in. Let's put them in this baggie.
Kelly says that cabochon bead is gorgeous.
Talk a little bit about that. I did. I made this. It's not an opal, Margaret. This is, and we're going to get into more of this. This is UV resin.
We had such a fun time.
And what I learned from Cynthia was how to layer it. We put in a bunch of like glitter, and here, these can, these can go in there. But I made this cab in one of her cabochon molds, and I'm going to make a magical ring out of it.
So pretty.
But we'll be playing with more of this. I've got some things, but look at how, let me see if I can focus in on it. This was the first one I made. Hopefully, Cynthia, I'm going to work on resin today.
We have plenty
at
of
our
it.
table, at our dining table. Look at this.
So fun.
I'm really, it was really fun. I learned a lot from this, so I'm going to play around with it a little bit more. It was really fun.
That was
a
surprise. And I didn't know if people would like it. I just assumed that most people had played with UV or some version of resin, and there were a lot of folks that were like, I did resin in the 90s and it was horrendous. I'm like, listen, it's come a long way.
It has come a long way. I'll tell you what. I've got some molds here. We're going to play with that today.
Super. Like there's some things that, you had to make it in layers. Like you couldn't just pour the whole thing in one go,
Yeah.
So, it is fast and easy. But,
it was really fun. The project that everyone made and we've been playing around next retreat, my friends, I'm going to do, I asked you all what you wanted to learn. We're going to do some torch enameling next time. We're going to do some soldering. If Cynthia comes back and if Emily comes back, we're going to play around. Emily, metal clay was big on the docket. And Cynthia, I think you could just do some kind of cool, like taking this resin a little further.
You could make your cab and make something.
Yeah, we can make
something with it.
We'll set it. You can make a cab and then we'll set it with some metal smithing. So let's get a little closer. Here is, you know what? Before we do that, I'm going to do some more giveaways.
Okay, do that.
Shall we do that?
Sure.
So #color. Okay. And the retreat is going to be, infusing. Yes. So Emily, to a person, people were like, metal clay, metal clay, metal clay. The retreat, Elizabeth, let me tell you, is going to be next year. It will be in August, and it's going to be August of next year. Let me tell you the dates. Bear with me. In 2025, it's going to be the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, and I believe we're going to be able to add an extra day for the 19th. So you'll have 4 full days of making. I'm also, my friends, working on the Fresno retreat that you will get more information about. And maybe if I play my cards right, I'll be able to get you to come out.
Oh, thank you. I was just reading me.
Yeah, it's true, Cynthia. That is true.
Oh, thank you.
So stay tuned. Stay tuned to our newsletters. Okay.
Perfect.
Let's give away #color. Let's put this in. And then I want to show you, we're just going to run over today. That's just how it's going to be, because I want Cynthia to show you, and I will put the, I'll put the links in to your website. But let's do, speaking of color, let's do one of my mom's journals.
Beautiful. I like
We'll
this
do
one.
one of those. Let's go ahead and I'm going to share this. Let me add this to the stage. Here we are. We're going to draw again. It's always so fun to do this live, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the
even
hashtags,
existed.
Mary, are still there. So Susan Ford Robertson, this is yours.
Where's that? Where's the?
I got it right here.
It's gonna be like, where's the?
So email us today at info@beadshop.com. Let me get that up here. Bear with me here. I've got so many comments. There we go.
I love it. I want to practice that. Using that.
So there's Susan's. Let's do another. I've got 2 sets of tiny wubbers. So let's do another tiny wubbers here. Isn't this fun? It's just like a party.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this again.
Of our TGB parties.
It does. Let's see who's next. Lynn.
Ah, congrats, Lynn.
Let's do it here. Let's do a bag. And then we'll do some more at the end. Okay? Here's the bag. I love it. We've got so many entries. I love it.
Who's gonna get it?
Who's going to get it? Kathy.
Ooh, they do that fake out.
I know they do that fake out. Okay. We'll do a few more at the end. Okay. But what I want Cynthia to show, these are her bead blends. And I was watching Cynthia make these at the table when she was making them together. And she curates. I mean, I curate, right? I curate. But Cynthia, what she does is she's got a little magical box of all of the things that she has shopped for. Let me get this here.
Oh, that was my
she-
travel one. I have tubs and tubs of beads that I've been collecting for years and years.
So these are these aren't on the Beadshop website. These are on the Green Girl website, and I'm going to drop the links. Let me zoom in. So Cynthia, what do you use these bead blends for?
So what I do, usually I take them, I have a little tin.
Which
with
one is
me.
this called? Sorry, so I can pull it up and put it in the comments.
I think this one is
Let me
Sunlight
look.
on the Sea or a forest one. Let me see. They should be towards the top.
No, they're kind of all over, but
Fog over Forest.
There it is. I'm going to drop this into the comments, okay?
So what I like to do is I pick things that I'm going to make a necklace with, or I'm going to make a set. And that's where I go from. I want to say what is appealing to me. And just like the color wheel, I'll look at it and say, you know what? How am I feeling with this? So in this one, I've focused on the first one I picked was this. I remember that being like a pre-night. That's, I believe,
Yes,
pre-night.
pre-night. So beautiful.
So I started with that, and then I thought, what will work with that? So then I found some. This is a green apatite in there, and these are all gemstones. They're collected from all over Tucson, my collection,
your travels,
all over the place. So I generally I always try. Let's be real. I do not like to get beads that have too small of a hole because I use these on my crochet and treasure necklaces. And I'll put together something I think is harmonious. So I have indigo kyanite. That is, if you look at it in the light, is a very beautiful
I'm going to be right
teal.
back. I'm going to let you.
I like to use, oh, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
Let me. I'm going to refill our coffees, friends. I'll
Just
be
a
right back.
splash of that cream.
Sure.
You know
I
what?
got you.
I usually drink it black, but you know
I
what?
got you.
I'm into it lately. So
Oh, yeah.
I try to do color harmonies that appeal to me. And if I like it, there'll be a few other people that also like it. So this one is Fog Over Forest. I feel like it's a good one. It's all gemstone. Some folks are like, well, there's not that many beads. There actually are. It's just deceiving because when you take them off of the strand, they become like they look much smaller. But you could get a lot. If you were to string it, there's a lot of beads in there. And I have not put, it's not a glass mix, it's all gemstone. And I pick the highest quality that I can find. Right, that's the Fog Over Forest. Oh, thank you, Donna. Yeah, teal kyanite. I love them. Yeah, I should have brought some of my necklaces. They're on the kitchen table. But I'm not going to go and take off. This one's another green one. I can't remember the name of this one. This is a pretty good one. This is for crochet. Now, the crochet ones, I loaded these up because I like to bring one and then I get my thread and I put that in my pocket. I have a tin that I carry around with me. So I like to have it where I can make at minimal 3. This will make 4. I know at the retreat, they were like, there's no way. And then they strung them all and they're like, okay, you were right. It does make a lot more. They're just very small. But here's the upswing. All these beads fit on the micro cord easily. So in this one, I have a good, you can see the holes are pretty big. There's high graded, apatite. This is green kyanite. There's these pearls. They're called these rice pearls. I've had those for a long time. I have green garnet. I have, what was the other one? Tourmaline in there. I think that's a green tourmaline. It's a good blend. And they're all microfaceted. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can figure out how she gets in there with the going in tight. I'm learning to get that. Where did I get the tins? Oh, I have to ask Azalea. She ordered those for me. I'm pretty sure that these are for spices. You know, I used to use the ones that did not have, where is it? Okay, camo. How do I go and zoom? Okay, I'm figuring it out. Okay, that's a little closer. Yeah, the green garnet. Yeah. You know, how do I make that go away? Okay. I know I have to put my glasses on so I can see it. I have apatite, chrysocolla. Oh, and I see in there that there's, it looks like, what is that? Aquamarine. So this is a nice variety. And fortunately, I have very good suppliers. They've known me, so they give me their very best prices so that these are, you know, actually pretty affordable when you consider that all the beads that are in that pin. And we count them up, make sure they're all even Steven, and that one isn't like jam-packed and another one is anemic. Let's see, I see a comment. Is it better to use 2 micro Ceylon strands or 1? You can do both, just depending on what you're trying to do, right? So you don't, for crochet, I generally do 1 strand, and I use the largest that will fit. That's a boy. Oh, Morning Dew. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. Thank you for looking.
I want you.
This is one of my favorite ones. This is, I believe, called Strawberry Fields. Now, this is funny.
I'll put the link in. Here's one.
When I was at one of the shows, I am, let me just say it, I am utterly shameless with having my optivisors on, and I got a light to check the stones. And when they say they are double terminated Herkimer diamonds, I'm getting in there with my micro.
Which one is this, Cynthia? I'll drop the link.
Strawberry Field.
Okay.
So they're double terminated. If you look closely, you
Strawberry
can see.
Sunset? No.
Oh.
Strawberry Sunset's beautiful. Let me look. I'm looking for it. Hold the phone. It's here.
Yeah.
I just have to find it.
Yeah, Azalea posted them this morning.
Strawberry sunset.
Something strawberry. Maybe she didn't post it.
Well, we'll get that one. That one's called.
This one has a lot of tourmaline. It's pink tourmaline. There is garnet. It's not as garnet heavy.
Hang on.
But I did focus on, I love pink tourmaline. It's one of my all-time favorites.
Here it is, Strawberry Garden.
Oh, there it is. Sorry. I don't remember the name of it.
She has to tag it for kits.
Oh.
It needs to go in the kits. But here it is, Strawberry Garden. Thank you. It's right there.
Yeah,
there it is.
That one has a lot of really good ones. There's strawberry. I think she called it that because there's a strength called Strawberry Quartz.
And what was the other one? Did you have the other kit? We did that one. No.
Someone helped me in the comments to find it.
Morning Dew?
Yeah, I think Morning Dew.
Okay.
So we put these together. We're going to try and get one more. I brought the fixins to make one more. And I take these with me. I have a little small bead kit from Ezel Findings, and I put these kits. They're pre-done, so all I have to do is get in there with my thread and string them and then crochet them. So it's a very...
This would also be beautiful,
good.
Strung, though, as a delicate little necklace like Zelda at the bead retreat.
Oh, yes.
Just a beautiful, delicate little necklace strung on soft touch.
She used these. I found high
She did use these.
So these are not, someone said, are they dyed? Now listen,
No.
I will find out. I like to know if my stuff is dyed or not. So this one has chrysocolla.
That one's called,
jade,
which one's that one called? I'm sorry.
It's, maybe look bead collection. Oh, maybe because she titles it.
We got to tag it.
Yeah, I didn't see it in there.
What's that one called? And I can search it.
Oh, Sunlight on the Sea.
There it is. Bam.
So this one has some really nice blue topaz, and these discs here are little aquamarines. They're a little aquamarine, and they look really good, like almost like sequins. I line them up like this. That's what I do with them. So they have that kind of. This
is beautiful, and this kyanite I love.
I like to do a drop with my kyanite, a little drop.
So friends, if you do get any of these kits that Cynthia is showing, these are all on the Green Girl website. So Cynthia and Azalea will ship those when they get back home. They actually leave me tomorrow, which is going to be rough. It's always sad when you guys leave.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It is sad.
Yeah.
We kind of are wistful for our friends.
We are for our friends. That is for sure. I also have, Cynthia made us some fresh clasps, and my friends, I have been tearing things apart trying to find them. She made us a new Beadshop exclusive clasp. This is not it, but it is another one of those beautiful e-clasps. It's a little bit bigger. We're going to have those in soon, and it's some decorative elements. I really wanted to give you a sneak peek, but I'm sorry. They are somewhere.
Somewhere in the collection. Who knows?
Where they are, I could not tell you. So anything else you want to show, Cynthia?
I think that
we can do some more giveaways. Let's do some more giveaways, shall we?
Yes. Jermaine says these kits are good for crochet. Yes. You want the smaller ones? You can do any one of those would work in that. I also like to make what's the treasure necklace. You guys have seen me do that in the past. Those would work for those. I'm going to drop the magic thread necklace clasp back up there one more time. Oh, thanks, You can find Cynthia on that class. And again, Cynthia, you said it was 28 pages of Yeah, there's a lot of information, and we're following it with a little video to show.
Let me get the link on the e-clasp here. Bear with me. It is. I just restocked them, though I bet they're going fast because
it's a good one because you can use it with leather.
I just restocked them. Hang on.
It's one of my favorites as far
simple.
as
We call it the simple clasp, don't we? What do we call it? We call it the. Let me. Bear with me here. Beads and gems. We call it metal beads. We sort it by Green Girl Studios. Oh, but it's a clasp. Sorry, everybody. I can't navigate my own website.
That's like
Components and findings. Good Lord. We've got Green Girl right here.
Thank you. There it is. I see it.
Yes, small bracelet clasp. There it is.
It's good for so many things.
It is. And here it is right here. Okay. Cynthia, what stringing material? This is a great question. What stringing material?
I like Ceylon. I like nylon. The reason being, I've used every material that you can think of. I've even bought that Kevlar. You know that Kevlar thread? I've used it. It's impossible to cut. But a bead friend, Nakia Angel, said, "Hey, listen, that stuff disintegrates in 5 years."
Yeah, I do know how she talks. Yeah.
She said,
that's a pretty good imitation.
That won't last. It's not going to last. So
I'm a big fan.
Silk is awesome.
Yeah.
But you got to make sure that you pre-stretch it while you're going. You got to pre-a little bit because it kind of stretches if you don't if you're not stretching as you go. Nylon. I've had made necklaces from.
Where's my Ceylon here?
Like
it's still
probably packed.
Yeah, it's still packed from the retreat. Container. I've got a big old container. But our Ceylon in micro, if you double that over, you can use that micro Ceylon with all of those small pieces and you can do little knots. We love that. Depending on it, you can double it. I got a trick for when you're doing double threads. My thing that I found, because I was trying to do this. Everything I've done, it's like necessity. When they say necessity is the mother of invention, they're not wrong. Cynthia's a mother. Trying to force those through there. I'm going to put another layer of lipstick. Did not. No. It's even though it will come with a needle and trying to do 2 needles, it's two needles in the one bead. It's not the way. Get yourself some fray check. Get that fray check. Yep. At the end, together. You know what I do? What I use, Cynthia? I use the Zap glue. Zap. I know you like that Zap. I find it a little. It does make it a little thick. It's a little thick for me. Fray check is good. Fray check is. I have some in my sewing room. You know, you can use whatever floats your boat. Oh, Kelly says, "Can I ask what variegated?" Oh, Kelly, I see that you're not a knitter. Because that would be, it's knitting. A color gradation on the same thread or yarn that is multiple colors. So usually what happens is they're dipping or, giving it a spatter of dye. That's me splattering dye. Variegated, what they call a variegated ombre. Isn't that the other one that they use? The dip. So you dip it all the colors. And then you kind of pull it out slowly. Someone said, is Ceylon and Eslon? They are very similar. Someone looked it up for me on one of my lives and told me that it's the brand. So it's brand. It's like a brand. You've got and sorry. What you get, it's pretty much the same. There's another one that they use that you can get from embroidery of nylon, but it has a different texture. It's like tiny rope. I find that stuff brutal on my fingers. Yeah. So if you see that and it has that texture, it looks like little tiny rope. It's not smooth. That stuff is okay, but it's not easy on the fingertips. So if you can find Ceylon, Eslon, y'all carry it, and you have the best selection of colors. We do. Most of the time, if you're looking at big box stores, they'll sell it to you in the thickest one. So it'll say on there, it'll just say Ceylon. But what you're going to get is the thickest of the thick. I have You're going to get, actually, we don't even carry it. It's the extra regular. Right. It's the original. Yeah, original. Or macrame. We carry that's what that's for. Ceylon in regular, fine, and micro. And if you go over to beadshop.com, I'll drop the link. We have something called the Stitchionary. And the Stitchionary has all of the threads. See this? Look at that, Cynthia. I've told people, because this is what I've used myself to look and say, hey, what kind of the thread? Stitchionary is a great resource, I want to say. Yeah, and thank you, Kim Crawford. It's the same. It's the brand name. It's the same thread.
I didn't know that when I first bought it. And I bought, I went to Gem Mall and I stocked up like a doofus. I bought equal amounts and I was like, I thought it was different. It's the same thing.
Same.
And it's not even, there's no texture difference. The color lots are even the same. So that's kind of, keep
Let me
that
see.
in mind.
Tex 18. Let me see, Sandra, if I can see what that is. If we go over to the Stittionary, I'm going to see what Ceylon. Micro Ceylon is Tex 70. Fine weight is Tex 135. And regular is Tex 110. Okay. That's what those are.
And that's the weight that it can hold.
Well, it's the thickness. Also, Tex is a term, and I should know all of this technically, but it is, it describes the thickness of the thread.
Oh, and Mary, Tex, I'm not doubling. I'm making a needle with two, like you're taking two threads and you're gluing them together to make one thread.
One thread.
That's what I'm doing.
And so I have no seal. It's all packed still.
And here's another thing. You can use, there's no laws here. You don't have to use Ceylon only or silk only or hemp only. You can mix and match. And sometimes I love the feeling of silk. I don't love how it stretches. So I have in the past
mix it. Do you mix it?
I have mixed it. I
do too.
So you get a little pop of color in two strands. Treat your thread like it's another color because it is. You're going to see it.
It's just working for you.
It is. You don't
just another tool.
So they carry a lot of good colors. I have in my tutorial, I show you how to dye. If you don't have, say, you want something that is very, like it's dipped, like you dip that thread. I show you how to do that. You can dye nylon and it dyes beautifully.
It does. So, and we also carry the silk and white, beautifully dyeable.
Debbie's asking tensile strength. It's strong.
Thank
you cannot break
Michelle.
It. The fine, if you kind of, it's just like any yarn. You can't break it unless you kind of start it. Unless it's like you start a little bit and you fray it. You're going to have to work hard to break it. You cannot break it with your fingers. It has a very high tensile strength, I feel. Now, like with anything, just like with Softflex, it'll say 15-pound test, whatever. And that, that's good. Also, please keep in mind, you don't want to make something that can actually injure yourself. So if you make something
to break away,
you want something that can actually, if with enough strength, you can pull free, because you don't want to get hung Isadora Duncan style and have a problem.
Jane Mansfield.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want a chain that won't break. And there are many jewelers that I know personally that will not make an unbreakable chain. They just won't, because they don't want that on their conscience. You don't want that. I won't. You want something that is durable and beautiful, but there's no reason in this world that you need to hang a barbell from your neck. There's no reason to hang something, all the folks are like, oh, what's the strength? I need to be able, it'll say 15-pound test. You don't need to get 3 dumbbells and hang it from your neck and see how that feels. We don't need that, because that's what you call nerve damage.
Nerve damage
nerve damage.
Or
death.
Worse. Yes.
You don't need that. There's no reason in the world that you need that.
So yes, green girl beads will work with Ceylon crochet. You bet. Slap a green girl bead right in there. And Cynthia, what she does is she just takes the two together and you just put them together really. And like, how I do that zap glue needle, where I put my zap glue and I put them in there and I pull it through.
Kalite is all the time. She goes,
you can do the same way.
Plastic, get the zap glue and use the plastic. You know what? I never get that, because I never have plastic at my fingertips.
You can also dip them in
dipping. That's a good one
together.
But what you're trying to do is get the basic thing is you're taking 2 strands and you're making a necklet, you're making a needle, and you can either dip, or what I do is I'll just put a drop, I'll hold it like this, and I'll just run it through, and I'll do it twice, and I hang it off the edge of my table. I do about this much. I don't know, how much is that? Like
6 inches.
8 inches. You don't need a lot. All you're doing is you just let it sit so that it can easily string through your beads. So
Gluing that needle together. Wax doesn't hold them together. You need something that stiffens.
Someone else said you can just spit on it. That we're not sewing here.
I don't like spit. And I don't care for it.
Or no wax. That's limp.
Let's move on. Let's do some giveaways.
Limp thread. Who needs that? That's not good.
All right. Just double it side by side, I think, Kelly. I mean, side by side, one on top. It doesn't matter. As long as they're like one thread.
Right.
You'll be fine.
Sally
says,
getting wild.
If you want to be like Flav, you know what? You get a plastic clock.
Listen, we're not going to judge.
Flav's clock is plastic. It's lighter. I just know this because something while I put this while we get the giveaways.
Kalite, she says, sorry, my voice is stuck.
I love it. I love it.
I just thinking about you because I know that works. I just never have that plastic, and I never have Zap readily available.
The clear nail polish also works. Mira, I use the clear nail polish for years, and the clear nail polish works for me as well.
It's just clear nail polish. Then guess what? You got to go hunt yourself some acetone to get it off. With fray check, you should rub your fingers together.
Yeah, it's true.
It just crumbles off.
But I use clear nail polish for a lot of stuff. So let me tell you a secret. When I write my books or I write my articles, my first book, Simple Soldering, I wrote to Fear of a Black Planet, Public Enemy. I am a PE girl from way, 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 way back, old school, 1988, Fear of a Black Planet. One of my favorite albums to write to. And I'm not kidding. That's it. That helped me write my first book.
I'm not going to tell you what I listen to.
Yeah.
Sound effects.
Yeah.
I know. Movie soundtracks on repeat. The same one. American Beauty on repeat.
I get it.
You go into a zone. If there's talking, I start listening to what they're saying. I'm easily distracted. So.
No, it's true. Fear of a black. I'm telling you, PE Chuck D he's one of my idols.
Yeah, one more giveaway, right?
We've got some more. So put in that hashtag color. I mean, I can go over my, I'll share a playlist.
That could be like a whole thing.
Yeah. You can find my I think my playlists on Spotify are under Bead Kate. I think it's kind of crazy. Oh, look at Jen says Grand Budapest, a hotel soundtrack. Also,
love that one.
I love it.
Love it.
I love it. Oh, Terry, that's funny. It's true. I have a lot of fangirl things that I do.
Oh yeah,
I fangirl over you.
Oh, thank you. We were fangirling over Billy Idol last night. We were in the middle of that antique store, and
don't get me
we
started.
had a moment. And it was a good moment.
That time when I met him and I went, I have loved you for a really, and I'm shaking.
Listen,
holding
is he
my
as handsome
ticket
in real life as he is
on
stage?
This was quite a few years ago. So it was pre cell phone when everybody had cell phones. But I'll tell you, I was weeping like a child and I was like 40. You know what anyway. All right. Let's get back to it. Let me get this back here. Let me add this to stage. Let's draw for another one of my mom's books. Yeah, I was crying. I was handing him the pen. I'm like, I've loved you for so long.
I think I'd pass out.
Crying. Yeah, he was so handsome and he just looked so fresh. And he was a little younger. Anyway, don't get me started. I'll talk about Billy. I'll turn this into the Billy Idol show. Let's give away another one of my mom's books, shall we? My mom took me to my first concert, Christine and I, back in 1984. It was my first concert, and it was Billy Idol. Farana!
Yay!
Farana, I know you already have one of these journals because you were at the retreat.
That was
So-
so wonderful getting to know
Farana, let me know if you would like another journal. I'll send it to you, or a mystery gift, mystery surprise. Let me know. Because I'm sure that you have friends.
We had such a good time with you, Farina.
We did.
Loved getting to know you. It was so
Here.
fun.
That's for Farana. Let's do one last bag. Here. Let me pull this out. There we go. Let's pick for, oh, look at her cute little face.
You just look so pleased. Here comes the fake out.
Here we go.
Who's going to get it?
Robin.
Yay!
Let's do this one. Let's keep giving them away.
Why not?
And I've got 2 more books. Thank you. My mom made some extras, which was so great
They're so
of her to do that.
aren't they, Kate?
What's that?
They're so beautifully made.
Yeah, they are. You know, my mom just starts with the chipboard and just
That's
look at
a
they have
lot
that
of work.
pretty. You can do this. They've got a little envelope on the back
A
for.
lot of details. You see all the detailed pockets. She covered that, cut out all these papers.
I know, it's
It's
crazy.
a lot of work.
Let's draw again.
Oh yes, the golden purple.
Alice.
Yes. Congratulations.
I'll
This
put
is a
the
good
thing
one.
up. Yeah,
This is a good one.
They're all good. They're all good.
They're all good. Yes, exactly.
There we go. Here's for Alice. We'll do one last one. This one's really pretty. It has kind of that south. Oh, this is cute, Ma, with this little notebook thing here.
I like that.
Look at that one. I like
That's a
this
good one.
Southwest one.
It
has a
I like it. Look
clean-
at all that gold.
Yeah, it has a Kaleem feel to it.
Beautiful.
Let's go ahead and this will be our last winner for today. We'll do more fun things. Cindy.
Yay! Nice.
Cindy Clevenger. There we go.
This stream is chock full of goods, chock full of nuts.
There it is. Oh, yay. Great. Oh, that's awesome. 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 Let me take this out. So let me put this up. I want to do a couple of things. Do remember, let's do a callback way to the beginning of the show that we did our $25 gift card giveaway winners, Gloria J., Curtis R., and Veronica B. Email us over at info@beadshop.com so we can get all of your info, send it out to you for those commenters. We really thank you for that. Let me also put up for all of the winners today. We had so many winners. It was so fun. Shoot us an email over at info@beadshop.com. We'll get these out to you. I'll send them out today via USPS. You'll see that. Cynthia, I think, barring any last questions or comments, let me see if there's anything here. Yeah, we went. This was a long one.
Yeah,
It was good. It's good times.
fun. A lot of fun. Like a party.
Yeah. Cynthia is going to be on today at 4 p.m. Pacific, 4, 5, 6, 7 p.m. Eastern. You're going to go over some.
We have some live sale. I'm going to look at my collection of supplies, what we have. and we'll make something. We're going to do something. We'll show something
If you
that's
have the
interesting.
possibility of putting together
Resin.
those patina kits,
I'll have
people,
some patina kits because I've got a lot. Kate, I think I brought more than I needed. A little bit, a tiny bit.
I think she
The
did.
supplies. I have like this much
Better
clothes
to
in
have
my
them.
bag, and then the rest of it was like, hey, we don't
Stuff.
know.
We don't
Maybe
have this.
we might need patina paints. We might need powder.
It was
So it's
fun.
mostly powders. So we will have some. I'll probably show if we have time. Maybe we can go over some resin. It's fun.
It is fun.
So we would love to visit with y'all in a few hours. That's like in, I don't know what time it is now, but
It is 12:43. So
maybe
Cynthia will see
we'll
you
have
in
lunch,
just a few
go.
hours. Have lunch. I need to do some work. Miranda is shipping like the Dickens over here. She's working hard. It's going to be on YouTube, on the Green Girl YouTube. I'll share it out to the Beadshop Facebook page, but it's also on the Green Girl Facebook page. It'll all be there. I also wanted to mention, my friends, on Friday, there's no free tip Friday. Chris and I are having a little getaway to the sea.
I'm trying to maintain my envy.
I know, we're
But
going
it's
to
a good
Montero.
kind of envy.
Yeah.
It's the kind of envy that you're like, I'm happy for you. Because
Yeah.
I know when they go out to Montero House, it's like,
It's going to have,
it's so relaxing.
Yeah,
The
we're gonna
sea is
relax.
right there.
we're going to look at the sea. We're going to eat. We're going to drink. We're going to play board games. We're
I'm
going to
gonna
play
be like,
Scrabble.
Kate, are
we're
you
gonna play
have
cards.
are you guys going to have oysters?
Yeah, I'm going to go to my
Maybe
oyster
like-
guy in San Francisco
Go
and
down
have
to the
oysters.
Half Moon.
Yep, Half Moon Bay and buy
Get
fish
those-
off the boat.
Maybe
That's
go
what
down
we're
and
doing.
get those truffle fries. Maybe
Yeah,
get the
well,
cocktails.
we're gonna make them.
I'm gonna be like, all right, send me pictures.
That's
so I can
right.
Remember it.
So I'm gonna rest this weekend. I'm gonna try not to think of you guys while I'm gone. But I'll be back on Monday. We'll be back hitting the ground running. We've got a lot of stuff to share with you. So thank you, my friends. Thank you all who are watching, who were at the retreat. We really, really appreciate all of you being here today, being here this afternoon with Cynthia and Azalea, being with us for the weekend. You know, it's always very profound when we, as a group of artists and beaters and creatives, men, women, anywhere in between, wherever you fall, having that gift of you folks getting together with us, sharing your creative energy and allowing us to share our creative energy with you. It is a blessing, 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 and a gift. And we could not be here, our small businesses,
Without y'all.
without all you all.
I'd have to go find a job. And listen, we all know I'm pretty much unemployable at this
Yeah,
point.
me too. So thank you.
We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
We do. And thank you for allowing us to employ great people like our buddy Miranda over there, who's working so hard, packing your orders as we speak.
And have the next generation. I have the opportunity. Because this, let's be real. I don't know that I could have Azalea. I could hire her and afford to hire her,
Yeah.
So I'm really happy that I can keep the dream alive and keep the family business going. So we've been at it for 30 years now, and I can,
At least.
I can actually have something to share with her and my family. And my son, he wants to get involved somehow.
Yeah.
If you can believe it. He's 14. He's like, I want to join the business. And I was like, do what? It's cute.
It's
really
true.
cute.
So thank you, my friends. Just from my heart, from your heart, telling the truth.
We
for
are
sure.
so appreciative.
From Janice's heart, Dria's heart, Emily's heart, Azalea's heart, Miranda's heart, Chris's heart.
Marty's
Who am I
heart.
missing?
Marty
I'm
likes
missing.
food.
I'm missing.
You gotta
Claire's
feed
heart
Alfie. That's Alfie.
Ellen's heart.
appreciates it. It's
Yeah.
so good.
and Alfred's heart. Alfred's little cat heart. All right, everybody. Thanks so much.
We'll see you later.
We'll talk to you soon.